UV rays attack your face.
Sunshine is a dangerous place.
Antioxidants.
Antioxidants.
Okay, am I good?
Yes.
I'm so
No.
sorry.
No worries.
Really, I got so excited about RuPaul's Drag Race. I cried on one part. I thought I messed
Wow.
my makeup up. It was really good tonight.
That show has all the feels.
Happy Easter! How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? What's new in quarantine life?
Let's see what's going on this week. Went on a really good walk in Noe Valley, which was
Nice.
good. I'd never been to the cement slide because I'm dumb. I don't know.
I think I've been there either. Tell me more about it.
I think we should go for a walk there sometime with Mallory because it's really close to her place.
Oh,
But
great. Perfect.
yeah.
Sounds good.
Oh, well, nice wine you got there.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that.
Today I am drinking Scribe.
Ooh, and
from-
subscribe.
Which really ties in well to our discussion topic today, antioxidants, right here in a glass. But tell me more about your walk first before we talk about that.
So a few things I got to see in Noe Valley I've never seen. Definitely the cement slide was a high point. And then there was this really cool local like Cornwood Street garden that I'd never seen before. I guess new. That was really neat.
Cool.
And then we went to Kite Hill, which was
I love Kite Hill.
so
I know
great.
Kite Hill.
Well, the cement stairs are like right near there. So, oh, your hair looks amazing.
Oh, thank you. It only looks like this on camera, not in like real life. In real life, it's like a frizzy mess, but on camera, it looks okay.
Like, how does my hair look?
It looks fabulous. See,
Thank
what
you.
I want is your hair. I want straight hair.
I want your hair. I've always wanted to have like big, voluptuous, like I wear a wig, but I'm not.
80s hair.
I want to be like straight Madonna, RuPaul's Drag Race, hashtag.
What season of RuPaul's Drag Race are they on now?
12. To be honest, I tried to watch the beginning ones and they're all good. All of them are great. But
Okay.
the caliber of talent, because drag has evolved so much in 12 years, it's just really good now. Like it's a whole other level now than it was in the beginning.
That's amazing. I swear, like Joe Sparks decides to come in and eat noisy ass foods as soon as we turn this video on.
I'm
Every
so trying.
time.
Joe.
He's just over there like jigging his hand in the bag and like crunching. Here, you can have half an earbud, then you can hear her.
Joe, I just want to tell you, I was rewatching your Let's Gross Everyone Out. Too much in love in public. And I was just thinking, God, it's so freaking genius and it's so great. I just love the two of you guys.
I thought you were going to say it's so freaking cheesy.
There's puppet, there's people, there's
It's genius.
There's stuff going on.
It is a multimedia extravaganza.
It's like a whole feature film, in my opinion. And I love it. I love it.
I'm kind of proud of it. I am.
You should be. And I love your channel. I want to keep on seeing more.
Thank you.
Joe's supposed to do his own quarantine video.
I'm working on it.
The Queer and Tones.
Yeah, the Queer and Tones. It's a musical. What have you made this week?
So I feel like I took a little break from cooking where Patrick cooked more, but I made artichokes and the Instant Pot, which I know you've done. And you told me that about it. And I took the advice from you to do it. And it's great. Totally awesome.
They turn out good?
They turned out perfect. So that was amazing. I overboiled some tamales, oversteamed, where it was fine, the tamales, but I burned the pot, because all the water went away. And it was just like smelling like copper in my house. So
you set off your smoke alarm? I've set off my smoke alarm burning artichokes many times. So thank God for the Instant Pot because that helps. That helps a lot.
I guess you can't Instant Pot steam your tamales. Like that probably wouldn't turn out as good, but who knows? Maybe it would.
Maybe. I don't know. I just don't know. How long do you steam them for regular?
Like 20 minutes. I guess you'd probably be fine.
So you probably could if you did like a really low, like 4 minutes or something really low.
I'm gonna try that because I won't burn it. It's just such a
Somebody's
bummer.
gotta have that. Look on Pinterest. That's where I find like 98% of my recipes. Speaking of, I made sweet potato brownies today.
Oh, I saw your picture. That looked amazing.
They are really good. I kind of wasn't sure how they would be, if they'd be gross. I mean, I made sweet potato cookies recently.
Yeah.
And those turned out great. I don't know, just for some reason the brownies seemed weirder. And then later Joe's gonna make homemade whipped cream and I'm gonna warm the brownie and then put homemade whipped cream and strawberries on top.
Oh, you guys don't have to live.
The highlight of my week. And last night I made baked sweet potato. So I took purple sweet potato, but I did like classic baked potato toppings, shredded, cheddar cheese, sour cream, green onion.
I feel like baked potato, sweet potato sounds like some kind of childhood game that I never known how to play, but
It really is the little things in life. I mean, I know people say that, but like really now when you're just in your house all the time, like legit little things.
It's true. I literally sat on the couch staring into Patrick's eyes for like half an hour today. I feel like I haven't done that since I was 19.
I love it. That sounds very romantic.
Yes. I feel like I'm really feeling this walking around the city. What kind of walks have you been doing?
I have done none lately. I actually went out yesterday, but that was the first time since like Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
It's been cold. You know how I feel about the cold. Today I really did a lot of cleaning. It was kind of blech, but good. So like a ton of laundry. And then I'm kind of bad at like putting my clothes away. Even clean clothes, they're just always like on top of the dresser and not like in the drawer. So today I finally put all my clothes away that have been sitting out today. Actually, one thing I did today that I've been really wanting to do for a long time is empty out my fancy like candle containers, like my pretty candle containers that were like the candles been burned down, but like the jar is pretty, like all my diptyque candles. So I finally did that today in my free time, and now I have a very pretty jar for my makeup brushes.
Oh, I love it.
I also, let me show you something.
Oh, I'd love to see.
Here we go. So I used my old little pretty candle holders and put some little rocks in here, which you can kind of see, and an air plant. So they're decorative. And then I put my makeup brushes in a different one. It's kind of fun.
That's fabulous, Johanna.
I feel like you always see that in like Architectural Digest. Here's someone's fabulous home. And then look, on their bedside table, they have like some plants in an old diptyque candle jar. This is what I've taken away from Architectural Digest.
You know what? You did it magnificently.
When I went out yesterday, I bought another pair of yoga pants.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you buy them from?
I got them at Cole Hardware of all places. They're
Whoa,
that bamboo, bamboo body. Anyhow, they're yoga pants made out of bamboo fabric at Cole Hardware because all I wear is yoga pants now.
Obviously.
You too, yay!
And I have slippers on.
Ooh, me too. I have slippers, my Mojabes, I love them. Actually, 2 days, not just one. 2 days last week, I didn't even change out of my pajamas to work. The next step after like you stop showering, then you just don't change out of your pajamas.
Exactly.
Are you wearing a Star Trek shirt to shame me for our last video?
I would say shame wasn't my primary thought, but now that you said it, yeah.
So let's talk about antioxidants.
Antioxidants.
Hey. Anti.
Oh. I'm a genie in a bottle, put me on the right way.
Let's talk about face antioxidants.
Yes.
Let me interview you.
All right, Barbara Walters.
Can you tell me what an antioxidant does for your face?
It all started with talking about the sun's rays. The sun hits your skin, the UV rays specifically, they hit your skin, they cause free radicals to form, and that causes oxidation of your cells, permanently damaging your DNA.
I kind of like permanently damning your DNA. Accurate.
What can prevent an oxidation reaction?
An antioxidant.
Yes, that's what antioxidants do. They come in and they prevent that oxidation. So how should we use antioxidants? Knowing this. One good way is by prevention, right? So we want to put our antioxidants on before we go in the sun. So as the sun is there damaging rays, you can prevent the damage, antioxidant. And then also it's nice to have the recovery afterwards. And that's why I do think these twice daily ones, antioxidants, are really good because you get that like before and after sun.
Can you explain what a free radical is? Like when I first came to dermatology, I'd heard the term and I had no idea what people were talking about when they were like free radical. Like, sounds crazy, but what is it?
For this, I'm gonna have to get my glasses to look smarter to tell you. Now that I have my teaching glasses on, let's talk about chemistry. Who remembers chemistry? Anybody?
Johanna? I work with a chemist. Does that count?
Hey. Ions, charged particles. Let's think cooking. Okay, so you're cooking, you've got this great molecule, this complete DNA strand, if you will, and it doesn't have any issues with it. And then, you know what? Your husband's cooking next to you and he throws in some salt by accident and then it throws off the entire flavor. Maybe you could eat it, but it's a little different. It doesn't taste as good. And over time, as your DNA replicates itself over and over and over again, these flaws become more and more and more with each replication. That's what free radicals do for your DNA. You get this DNA degradation, which is literally what aging is. Aging is the natural denaturation of your DNA over time. Because your DNA just keeps on not replicating that well over time. That's what makes you age.
That's terrible. I feel like that's what I always say to whenever you say aging. I'm like, that's awful in general. So a free radical is something that makes you age, in summary.
It does. It oxidizes your skin. Okay, how about this? Let's go to an analogy.
Okay.
Can you tell me what other visual oxidation we see around Europe?
Like holes in the ozone and stuff like that?
Sorry, I was a little too broad with that question.
That was broad.
What architecture do you see oxidized in Europe a lot?
Copper.
You see those green roofs? Those are copper, and they've been oxidized by the environment.
And is also free radical pollution in the air?
Yes, the same free radicals that are oxidizing that copper roof is oxidizing your face.
Ugh.
And your lungs, your whole tissues, and your digestive system, because all the foods we eat, it's all connected. But the good news is that there's so many studies that putting topical antioxidants on are more preventative, also some repair, but also internal antioxidants. That's why people talk about preventing cancer by eating fruits and vegetables.
Some antioxidants we've recommended use twice a day. Some we say just once a day. Like how do you know which one is one you should use twice a day? Or is it kind of a waste to use it at night? I've heard that before too, because you're not in the sun. What's your thoughts on that?
I think when in doubt, actually follow the recommendations from the packaging, because they've probably done their own studies, especially if it's a really good brand, which being Johanna and her experts of SkinCeuticals, Skin Better, Neocutis, Obagi,
Skinmedica.
There's a lot of really good medical grade antioxidants out there, but you do want to get something that's actually 20% of some type of antioxidant and has some good clinical studies to back it up. And you'll normally find those brands advertised by dermatologists or recommended by dermatologists. But you should follow the recommendations of the packaging, because I think the studies do show different things. However, I do feel like I like the twice daily. I feel like I see a difference, not only with the quality of my skin, but I think I see it also with my acne. I think it's really anti-inflammatory, where I get as much inflammation on my skin. I really actually do believe, I'm not sure how well this study particularly, but I bet it is the most effective by doing twice a day. Antioxidants, like taking them orally, as anybody knows who's ever taken vitamin C supplements, they go through your system pretty fast. They're water-soluble vitamins. So you can't really overdo it with vitamin C unless it's irritating to your skin. That's the only problem if you do too much or it just isn't the right formulation of product that is irritating your skin. But besides that risk, there's really no risk for putting more on. I actually just ran out of this, and I actually been breaking out.
Oh no, that's sad. I've been breaking out. Shout out to Color Science Corrector Palette. Let me tell you, that thing is not just for bruises. Also works well for pimples and easy to use.
Totally.
So amazing. But I think I have a little chin breakout going on because I've been sticking with my Retin-A. We're at day 12.
I don't know if we mentioned in the last video, but having a breakout with Retin-A is pretty common, but then it goes away. Retin-A is fantastic for acne in the long run, but you might have the breakout, that purge. The Purge.
Which sounds like a horror movie. The Purge.
Some people might say it's a waste, but I kind of think it can't hurt. And I find using twice a day products, I actually did feel like people started complimenting the skin.
What is your favorite antioxidant right now? Is it the Alto or theanine ferulic? What are you thinking?
So Alto is the one I've been using for a while that I feel like I really like a lot. It's a little bit more moisturizing, which we've talked about our moisture thing. I think for me, it helps me. But I do love the C4. Like, I love the Obagi C. I've used that. And actually, I like the brightening part of that. That's really nice.
The Obagi C with hydroquinone or the just regular Obagi C, because I have two?
I like the Obagi C with hydroquinone. Exactly. Okay. But I really like the SkinCeuticals ones as well. Like, SkinCeuticals just is known for antioxidants. And they're all amazing. They're great value. I've gone back and forth. When you work in our business, as we have, you end up wanting to try literally everything because you can have access.
That's the problem. And then you have, I don't know about you, but I was going to make an exaggerated number, but probably a realistic number is like 15 half-used products that I just I bought because I wanted to sample, or maybe we got a trial and I thought it was great, but then something new came out and I wanted to try that. And so now I just have a bunch of half-used bottles of various skin products.
Our cabinets are full. They're super full.
Okay, so favorite antioxidant. So you like the Alto right now.
Yeah, tell me about
I have been using Skinmedica, the Lumavive, day and night. I think I like them. Also, just Side note, I noticed here I always use my label maker or a Sharpie, and I like put the date of when I open my product on them, so I always have an idea of when they're going to run out, since obviously you can't see.
Level.
So yeah, Sharpie and a piece of tape also works well. And then since this one has 2 antioxidants, you can see AM and PM labeled too. So when you're looking at them half awake, putting on your face product in the morning or in the evening, like I usually am, you don't accidentally put the wrong one on. Also, Skin Medica suggestion, like make your lids different color, just saying.
Yeah, that's kind of an issue with product lines when they make them all look the same, which is nice for a nice visual appeal that you can see what brand they are. I get it for branding, but it's really inconvenient for the consumer.
You can make it visually appealing and also be functional. In the meantime, though, I just use my label maker. Big fan of the label maker.
I think that Lumavive Skin Medica antioxidants are amazing. I just haven't tried them. That's why.
Yeah.
I haven't really used them at home.
I know there's so many to try. I think I like it. I mean, I've been using it for close to a year, actually.
The Lumavive, it's made for twice a day. It's very moisturizing. It's very cosmetic, right? It's like you can put your makeup on over it. You look fabulous. Yes. It's totally awesome. The Ulta is similar, but not quite as cosmetic, I think. I think it's less like a primer. I think that was a little bit more primery, which I like. It's a little bit less.
Thing I do think is really interesting about the Lumavive that didn't feel relevant when I bought it originally, but feels very relevant right now that we're all in front of our computers 24/7 for work, is that the Lumavive has an added blue light component from all your screen time, because your computer and your phone can also cause fun oxidization.
That's right. It's not only for the sun, even though definitely the blue light from electronics is definitely not nearly as damaging as the sun. It's still the amount of time that we're in front of it as modern people in the 21st century is so much that there have been studies that show that it can still oxidize your skin, which is crazy.
And terrifying, because who's not on their phone all the time? And now, being at home and on video meetings, I know I'm not alone on this all day long.
Like, maybe this is a nice time for a lot of people to obviously hide out. I think it's good to not wear makeup every day. I think it's kind of nice to let your skin breathe from time to time. I think that's all good, but it's actually very important to have daily skincare, even during this time, even when you're just alone. It's important to keep your skin healthy. And it's, as we both know, working in the field, your skin is really a reflection of what you do, your habits are every day, kind of like you're eating in the inside of you and your exercise routine, and even your thoughts and your habits. We're all a reflection of what we constantly do in our lives.
Well, let's talk about that. What are some of your favorite things to make with antioxidants?
Big surprise, salad.
Didn't see that one coming for this show. Yeah.
But literally just adding vegetables to anything, it makes food more flavorful. But then just add more colors, add more dishes in. Oh, you're gonna make pasta, we'll throw in a bunch of vegetables, put a bunch of cheese on top of it. Spices actually have
right?
antioxidants in them.
Turmeric, which is the one everyone knows, but also cinnamon, rosemary.
Fruit. I'm a big fruit eater. I have fruit
fruit.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner for dessert. I love it.
This morning we had yogurt with strawberries, blueberries, and banana.
Happy Easter to you.
And then I made those brownies. I made sweet potato chocolate brownies that had almond butter in it.
Ooh. Okay, seriously, you are winning this antioxidant game. That sounds like such a great dessert, full of healthy food, and also just tasty, chocolate.
Speaking of almond butter, it's reminding me about nuts. I really love nut butter, peanut butter and almond butter, the obvious choices. I really love pecan butter and walnut butter, and pecans are the nut that has the highest amount of antioxidants.
No way. I had no idea. Teach me
and
things.
Walnut butter is full of omega-3s, which are wonderful for you.
This is not, we're not really talking about minerals really right now, but walnuts and nuts have all the good minerals, especially for immunity. Selenium, magnesium, all these little ones. You don't need a ton of this mineral, but you do need some zinc. These trace minerals, but you really do need them to help your immune system. Nuts are full of it. That's why it's good to eat right now. It's good to eat all the time. I mean, even if you're not in Corona town, people are generally getting sick. Even if they're not as sick, people are generally sick around you. Let's be honest, we live in the modern world.
All the obvious antioxidants one can eat, like chocolate and wine, and coffee is a big one, but
it's a huge one.
Coffee is a huge one.
Sometimes with people with digestive issues, can't drink coffee, sadly, which is basically, I thought I was going to commit suicide, but here I am. So I got over it. I can just drink tea.
So, tea also has a lot of antioxidants.
Oh yeah, tea, red, I don't know if you guys are familiar with rooibos tea. That's a great antioxidant as well. Basically all the tea have antioxidants. If you're not a coffee drinker like me, it's okay. You don't have to. It's all gonna be okay. Wine, definitely there's been some stuff that's shown that. However, there's also been studies that have been kind of like, well, the alcohol
cancels it out a little bit.
It might cancel it out. But
don't tell people that right now. People need wine. But I mean, you're right. But also.
Sadly. But with that said, when we talk about stress, right? Stress causes cortisol. And there's been a lot of studies that also causes disease. Long-term heightened doses of cortisol in your body is really not good for you. So maybe, as long as you don't go overboard in moderation, you get to relax a little bit, it's probably really good for you. And that's kind of what people are saying, like, I mean, probably meditation is even better for you. Duh. It's okay, I'm Californian, sometimes I drink wine. It's okay.
It's in our culture.
Exactly.
I really love the mushrooms.
Yes.
They have a specific antioxidant called ergothioneine. Because of that antioxidant is why sometimes you see mushroom extract in skincare products.
That is really interesting. I didn't know that. I feel like that makes a ton of sense. I actually am one of the weirdos out there that I actually get giant mushroom cravings.
Really? I used to hate mushrooms, and then when I got stupid acid reflux, I made a choice. There was like some foods I would eat sometimes but didn't love, and it was mushrooms and olives. And I thought, okay, well, those are two things I can eat that are good for you, so I'm gonna have to pick to like them, and now I love them.
That's fabulous.
And then the other one that I really like and I will not ever feel bad about is olives, and specifically olive oil. Like, I think I douse a lot of my vegetables in olive oil when I saute them, but I kind of add extras because olive oil is so high in polyphenols.
Yes. They're the good kinds of fats. Plus, they're full of antioxidants. They're full of minerals. They're full of vitamins. Olive oil is just good for you. And actually, some healthy fats are really good for you. People should be eating them. Yeah. And there's lots of good evidence to support that. And olive oil and avocados and nuts are some of them that are really, really good for you. It should be added. And just kind of like you're adding your vegetables, you just add more of that stuff. And I think that, I don't want to make anybody have an eating disorder. And I think you feel the same way, Johanna, but it's all about focusing on adding the things that are healthier over time and getting used to them. And when we say those kind of things, like add in those healthy oils and fats, add in those vegetables and fruits. You don't need to go crazy. Just add them in, start thinking about replacing certain things. And then over time, it's not like you're going to be eating perfectly. I ate a ton of cheese last night, but you will feel and your skin will look healthier and you will be healthier just by eating more fruits and vegetables and whole food. You'll just be healthy by accident.
Totally agree. I think we have in our American diet so many processed foods. That could be a whole series, not even just a show. I think just really eating real food, like real whole plant food. And I'm not saying like don't eat meat and don't eat dairy. Eat the plant, because there is so much in those plants that are good for you, and it's really easy way to make just your body healthier and better, and therefore your skin better. So something really interesting since I have GERD and since I've done a lot of reading about it, like the lining of your gut, and correct me if I'm wrong, most of your internal organs is basically the same as your outside skin. It's basically your equally as sensitive, not probably more sensitive, but it is actually a similar texture in your gut lining.
It is totally, in a way, it's just it's mucosal, so it's even more absorptive. It's absorbing even more. It's like your skin absorbs so much, and then your gut absorbs that much more from the food you eat.
Which is why I have acid reflux.
Sadly, I know.
But let's talk about
colitis.
Yeah, we're afflicted, but it's okay. We got it, I would say, relatively under control.
We're doing good. We just, we just can't.
On the right path.
We have to be careful with our habits. We got to make sure we mostly do the right thing to listen to our bodies and do what feels right so that we don't make ourselves sick. One of the books that circulated around our office we worked at was called How Not to Die. What is fantastic about that book are the studies about how eating vegetables and fruits just make you that much healthier. Literally, their studies are like, if you eat this amount of broccoli per day, in studies with cancer patients, this many more people survived just eating more broccoli than other people. Like, I mean, it's kind of crazy, especially broccoli for lung issues. Apparently, it's huge. I've been eating a ton of broccoli, this coronavirus. Not like food alone can save you from this. Obviously, it can't.
Right.
You know what? It can't hurt. And that's what it's all about. Stay as healthy as you can. And that's what the book's all about. It's all about saying, like, just eat less of the processed stuff and just eat more of the good stuff. Just eat more of it. Just make the ratio better. Just eat a lot more of the good stuff and then maybe a little bit of the bad stuff.
Right. Don't not indulge because you'll go crazy being stuck in your house and not indulging at
all
all ever. Yeah. You gotta have some fun in your life. But just indulge in the good stuff. Or like make yourself sweet potato brownies, which is 98% healthy, but tastes like it's not.
At the end of the day, it's okay. You just don't want to do like the classic thing that I do sometimes at work where I just eat like handfuls of Cheez-Its. It's not good for you. It makes you feel sick for a reason. It's not good. There's not
Oh
really
God, I remember those giant bags of Doritos and like those Maui chips, like Costco sized bags. What?
There's
40 women working together in dermatology eat like a frat house. It's insane.
And also having that kind of inflammation that you can have from GERD or ulcerative colitis can make you have diseases as you grow older and have more aging, that kind of inflammation. So it's important for us to observe that and not let it go. Oh my God, I just finished watching Picard, the new Star Trek series.
And?
Oh my God, it's the best. It's literally the best. Also, Patrick Stewart looks like my dad, like so much that it's like really sweet. I'm like, oh, Dad. There's a couple of parts he gets shoved. And I'm like, there's one part he's like flying. And I'm like, oh my God, my daddy.
I watched this movie called Suspicion, pretty early Alfred Hitchcock movie. Cary Grant and Jane Powell, maybe. Not sure that I have that right at all. Cary Grant he's playing the playboy. He's always playing the playboy, right? He's the playboy husband, and his new wife has money in this really twisted way, convinces her to like marry him in a week by like negging her, and the whole thing is that it's just upsetting. But whatever. Okay, so like he convinces her to like get married to him way too fast with no sensible, logical conversations one would have with someone that you're planning to spend the rest of your life with. Get married after like a week, which of course she doesn't tell her parents because she's wealthy, and he's like alluded to the fact that he is from some wealthy parents but like kind of down on his luck. They never talk about it. Turns out he has like a major gambling problem, and then he like loses his job because he's like embezzling, but doesn't tell her, of course. Then she starts to think that he's gonna like kill his friend in this deal gone wrong where he is swindling the friend, and then it doesn't happen, but then the friend ends up dying, and you're like, maybe it's him, maybe it's not him. Then spoiler alert, but this movie's already 80 years old. You think he's gonna like kill her at the end, and then he doesn't, which, okay, great. And then they go home in some like, oh, happily ever after. They just go home instead of him like killing her. I felt very unsatisfied at the movie because what even happened? Cary Grant, like, who is he supposed to be? Like, what, you have this whole build-up, think he's the bad guy, and then he's not even the bad guy. They just call it a day. So I looked it up, and apparently studio required that Alfred Hitchcock change the ending because they didn't want Cary Grant to be known as a bad guy because it was early in his career, and they were going to make him like a leading man. So,
do you want to come with some words with me? We
sure. Okay.
Well,
I'm really good at writing very terrible poetry.
UV rays attack your face.
Sunshine is a dangerous place.
Antioxidants.
I got nothing.
Your voice sounds really pretty when it goes to my music. I think you're supposed to stick with me. Next one.
UV rays attack your face.
That's why
I have vitamin C.
UV rays attack your face. You know what? This is all about the creative process.
Yes. That's all I know. That's it. I can't play
What
anything.
was that?
I have no idea.
Ooh, I like it.
It's in the open space. It's like below the open space.
Ooh, yeah.
What chord is that?
Not really a chord, but it sounds fun. UV rays attack your face. Antioxidants. UV rays attack your face.
Sunshine is a dangerous place.
That's right.
Tell the robots we're worthwhile by liking, subscribing, and commenting.
They are in control.
They are artificially intelligent. I guess we want them to think that we are. Tell those robots that you want to watch whatever this is. Two people going crazy in their houses.
I mean, what else are you going to watch? Your family?
No, you already seen enough of that shit show. This is basically like Big Brother, but for skincare.
Who do you want to vote off next week?
My singing, probably.
You don't have like the pointing. Vote off the pointer.
Like and subscribe.
Yes, like and subscribe, please. Leave us a comment about what you want us to talk about.
It's safe to say quarantine is still not going great for either of us. Merry Crimpa Dance Party.
Yes.
Why do I have to make this face? To like get my hand to do that.
The humans are dead.
So what? You go, Glen Coco. I mean,
yeah.
I'm just bossy.
It's called leadership. Antioxidants. Put on some antioxidants. And be free.
Be free of free radicals.
We're gonna write a new song. You want to like start a march to the streets? You get this djembe out and like a couple of 5-gallon water bottles. You're good to go. Happening this Sunday after quarantine.